Please give a warm welcome to Pilgrim Tucker.
Hi, it's been a terrible, confusing few days over in West London. The most horrible disaster and tragedy that most of us are likely to come anywhere near in our lives. It should be unexpected, but unfortunately, for those of us who've worked in social housing and those of us who've been engaged in the anti-cuts movement, we have known of the deadly consequences of austerity and the policies of neoliberalism enacted in cuts to our necessary services, our housing. We're facing a hegemony of ideas, of policies, of wealthy relationships that act to produce and benefit the most wealthy people, that explain a lot of what's happened at Grenfell Tower. Deliberate disinvestment, the managed decline of social housing, stories that go alongside that in order to justify social cleansing, so that the working classes do not deserve to live in the centre of London, when in fact it's because they simply can't afford to live at the new high rents that you have to live in social housing. It shouldn't be me here today. I've worked with the Grenfell Action Group for roughly 3 years now. At the time I worked with them, I saw firsthand of the absolutely disgusting treatment they were subjected to by the local Tory authority and the part privatised housing management organisation. And those people have predicted for years that this would happen. But instead of being listened to, they were bullied. They were subject to pressure. The most vocal amongst them were picked out, identified as troublemakers, nasty rumours spread about them in order to undermine their very, very valid concerns. Now, many of those brilliant people aren't here today. Those that survived are not able to speak. They're left with nothing except for a trauma that they will never recover from. I think when they do find enough space to look around and see what's happened and how much solidarity they have received, they will be very glad that people came together at this time to support them, and that amidst all this tragedy we do have a little bit of hope emerging in this movement. We finally have a genuine alternative being articulated. We are finally able to truthfully challenge power. And I know from the people I know at Grenfell Action Group and the surrounding areas, and I know from all of the activists and everybody I've spoken, including, actually, I have to say, a lot of the media, that we will not rest until we get justice for those people. And this is a turning point. It's a turning point for people being treated disgracefully in their housing. It's a turning point for those who have been subject to attacks because of their disabilities, or because they were dependent on the NHS service, or just our ordinary workers. And this will be a turning point, I truly believe. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Pilgrim.